the proposal story. Everybody has got one. Everybody wants a great one, whether your husband or your fiance proposed as a knight in shining armor on 99.7 DJX, or
that's what happened to me.
Or whether, you told your future wife that you were going to break up with her as part of an April Fool's prank. Everybo's got a story is what I'm saying. Everybody's got a story. And it's unique to everyone. I feel like the past, several weeks, we've been peppered with a bunch of these sorts of proposal sort of issues. And this is kind of the same thing. So if you've got an issue and you want us to dive into the DMs at Ben and Kelly Show.
Amy said, hey guys, first of all, I'll start with the great news. I'm engaged. My boyfriend surprised me at a casual dinner. Mm-hmm. And when he proposed, he was so nervous. He said his ex's name first before correcting himself. Now, I don't think it's a big deal. Our names are similar. He hasn't spoken to her in years. I actually thought it was adorable. He was so nervous. And I want to include this precious little flub in telling her story. Uh-huh. But he does not want me to tell anybody what happened because he's mortified. Mm-hmm. So how do I get him to realize it's cute, innocent, no big deal, and just have some fun with it? I think I remember you, Ben, screwing up your marriage vows, and it got on TV, right? You laugh at that, right?
Wow. Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, I mean, I told my wife I'd take her for granted.
Right.
Yeah, and then I corrected myself, and I said, never will I take my wife for granted.
Chuckle, and ended up on Wild Weddings on TV.
Yes, exactly. A proposal story is unique to everyone. Am I the only one who's worried that he had said his ex's name?
Stop it. Stop.
Because
no, you don't need to implant that kind of thought in Amy's head because it's not there right now. He hasn't talked to her in years. It wasn't because, she's like top of mind. I don't think we need to create drama where there isn't any right now.
Well, I'm just wondering, if he hasn't actually talked to her in years, why did her name automatically pop up?
Well,
is it if it's a subconscious thing, and then the fact that he doesn't want anybody to know, I almost like that. There's a couple extremes there that I'm not quite gelling with.
So you're concerned that maybe the ex is still a factor because why else is her name on his brain?
I know you are going to yell at me for implanting that, but
yes. You're poking the bear.
But that's where my brain kind of goes, is that maybe there's nothing like really salacious or evil going on between his ex and him, but maybe she's more than just like someone who he hasn't spoken to in several years.
So are you suggesting Amy bring that up in conversation? Like, hey, in thinking more about it, now I'm really concerned about why your ex's name is on your brain.
All right. Well, hey, listen, if you've got any great ideas on how she can move forward with this, how she can truly tell her genuine proposal story or whatever, we'd love to hear your suggestions. That's why this is why we do what we do.
We got a text message. This is literally Ross and Rachel on Friends. That did not go as happy fun, though.
Wait. Fill me in on that.
Don't you remember when Ross was marrying Emily? He says, I take you, Rachel.
Oh.
During the wedding vows.
Oh.
Everyone's like, oh. And then wedding's over.
Oh, it ended there.
Yes. Because don't you remember Ross and Rachel end up together? Spoiler alert. Sorry, too soon.
No, I remember that plot point, but I didn't remember how they got there. All right. 502-571-9970. We'll take some of your suggestions, your ideas on the way next. I feel kind of bad for suggesting this. It's diving into the DMs. Amy's boyfriend, Lawrence, just proposed, but he accidentally slipped up and said his ex's name instead of Amy's in the middle of it due to like his nerves. Now she's fine with it, thinks it's cute. He's mortified, wants her never to tell anyone how this happens.
Right. Well, just maybe leave that little morsel out of the story.
Yeah.
You know, now Kimberly says, was she the only other person he proposed to? Maybe he was just thinking about the first proposal. Not sure. I don't know if he was engaged to the ex or not.
Well,
that could very well be.
Feel a little bad for suggesting that because my brain immediately went there. Why is his ex's name front and center in his brain? And
well, Amy's just brushing it off. Like, you know, she's not concerned about it. She says their names are similar. He hasn't talked to her in years. But Jessica and Rhonda are on Team Ben with, he still has feelings for her if her name is still front and center, especially during the proposal.
Yeah, Jessica says, unfortunately, I'm leaning towards agreeing with Ben here. Wait, why does it have to be unfortunate that you're leaning towards agreeing with me? Or maybe it's
People
just
are uncomfortable agreeing with you.
Yeah. She says, even if it's nothing malicious, why would his ex's name even be there subconsciously? If it was a recent ex and he just said it in passing, I wouldn't think too much of it. But to say her name during a proposal, hate to plant that seed, but surely she had to know that people hearing this story would question that. Yeah, a lot of other people were saying, you know what? Even if there wasn't anything malicious, maybe her fiance knows that people will think that what I thought.
Exactly. That's what Megan was suggesting. She sent a message on Instagram. My thoughts are he didn't want to tell anybody because he doesn't want anyone to think like Ben.
Well, Kat says the brain actually keeps names of people that they feel a certain way about stored in the same place. That's why we call our kids by different names. Like, you know, you roll through all the animals' names and every other kid before you get to the one that you're actually wanting.
Interesting. Now, Jessica's also saying, she was kind of following up saying, maybe he doesn't want it to somehow get back to the ex, because that would be an odd situation too. We don't need the ex thinking, he's still pining for me, especially if that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandy says, what names sound like Amy? Oh, yeah. Didn't Amy say that the names are similar?
Jamie sounds like Amy.
Raimi. Tammy. Amy. Brainy.
I bet it's Jamie.
I
bet. That would be my guess. Annie and Amy.
Annie. Granny.
Angie.
Grammy.
Not Grammy. What is the matter with you?
Cheney. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably Jamie.
It's probably Jamie. Yes.
Just making up words.
By the way, Jessica, it's just unfortunate for Amy. Not unfortunate that I'm agreeing with Ben. So, see? It's all good. She's comfortable with being Team Ben.
Yeah, Rhonda says, how will she feel on the wedding night when he says the ex's name?
Stop. Maybe we just we don't talk.
Okay. We don't talk.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we never actually addressed Amy's issue here.
Well, see, listen, Missy's rolling in. These people just can't wait to find something to throw shade at. He made an honest mistake. It happens to all of us, whether we want to admit it or not. Give the guy a break. Tell the funny story that you tell your kids or grandkids in 50 years.
Yeah, but how do we say that to her fiance and make him feel comfortable about it?
He's embarrassed.
Unless you just do it. And then after the fact, you're like, yeah, I mean, I've already told people.
Oh, well.
And then cat's out of the bag.
Well, it's raw and it just happened. And so he's still like he's embarrassed about it. So maybe we just leave that little part out. It's still a great story. I'm sure he said other things about how he feels about you and the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was perfect for you. Just leave that part out and then he's fine. If maybe, 10 years into the marriage or whatever, you can laugh about it then.
Yeah, time heals all wounds.
Exactly.
So
maybe we just appease his wishes right now. Just leave that part out. It's a small part of the overall story of you guys.
And, you know, if Jamie rears her ugly head in time, then we'll know.
We're assuming the ex's name is Jamie.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Well, hey, didn't mean to like freak you out, Amy.
No, you did a little bit though.
No, I mean, I didn't.
Stoking the fire of the drama.
No, I mean, I didn't mean to.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm team benefit of the doubt.
Okay. All right. So good luck, Amy. And I swear, go through his phone and see if there's a Jamie in there.
Stop it!
and see. Tell you what.
We don't need a private investigator. This is not what we need. We don't need to start snooping.
All right. That is diving into the DMs here on 99.7 DJX.